Number 1. The cities that copy the entire planet. China has long been considered one of the strangest shopping paradises on the planet, where you can find almost every item imaginable, from famous brands to copies so sophisticated that they are difficult to distinguish. There are products that make people look twice just to make sure they are not mistaken. An iPhone, a pair of Nike shoes, or even a Chanel bag can appear here at a fraction of the price of the real thing. It is not by chance that the world calls China the world's largest copy factory. The two prominent places in the field of counterfeit goods production are Shenzhen and Yiwu. Yiwu in particular is known as a world supermarket, where almost every product has a version with a corresponding Made in China label, from clothes, watches to electronic components. Some markets are up to dozens of hectares wide, where stalls operate continuously from morning to night. Wholesalers from Africa, South America, and other regions flock here to buy wholesale and ship the goods across the globe. China's copycat culture extends beyond products to architecture and cultural icons. You can find miniature versions of the Eiffel Tower, London Bridge, or a replica Venice with gondola boats floating between the streets. Many residential areas are also built in the classic European style, sometimes making visitors feel like they are walking in the heart of Paris or Italy while still being in Asia. Some call it copycat culture, but for many residents, it is simply a way for them to experience the world in the most intimate way. Along with copycat culture, China is also famous for its spirit of technological innovation. In many major cities, cash has all but disappeared from daily life. People can pay by scanning their faces or placing their hands on sensors, which is even faster than swiping a traditional card. Some old markets also implement biometric payments so that sellers and buyers do not have to touch paper money or phones. Technology is everywhere. Serving robots appear in cafes, restaurants, even in performances. There are dancing robots, fashion robots, and robots acting as family companions. Self-driving vehicles are no longer a science fiction idea. From taxis, buses to motorbikes, many vehicles are already fully autonomous. Users just need to book a ride through the app, and a few minutes later, the self-driving car will stop in front of them. Not stopping there, Chinese technology corporations are also researching flying cars, solar-powered buses, and many inventions that seem to only appear in science fiction movies. In some parks, visitors can sit and rest on smart chairs with wireless charging and small entertainment screens. Some cities have even installed public benches with heart rate and temperature sensors to alert elderly people in danger. If this sounds far-fetched, just visit China once and you will understand. And if you have experienced it, leave a number 1 to share whether this is true or not. Number 2. The silent fight of Chinese women. A look at the 2024 population map shows that China has more than 30 million more men than women, creating one of the world's most skewed gender ratios. This disparity is not just a number, but also adds to social pressures and cultural expectations that leave women facing invisible barriers. In the workplace, women often get a disadvantage from the start. Some employers still favor men and ask questions about marriage, childbearing plans, and even require pregnancy tests. They also face a marriage and motherhood penalty, where their salaries plummet after giving birth. One study found that women with children lose more than 16% of their income and nearly 532 yuan less per month than women without children. Even when they are hired, the path to promotion is full of hurdles. Since the 1990s, the restructuring of state-owned enterprises has led to the dismissal of many low-skilled female workers. Women are also underrepresented in politics, the military, and leadership positions, creating a glass ceiling that is difficult to break. Yet Chinese women have found ways to rise above it. Education has become key. By 2024, female students will account for 50.76% of university students. Programs like the Spring Bud Project have invested 3.44 billion yuan, helping more than 4 million girls attend school and escape poverty. In e-commerce and digital technology, women are making a strong comeback. They account for more than 50% of internet entrepreneurs and 42% of certified AI experts. Via Huang, the livestream queen, has built a billion-dollar empire from Taobao, employing hundreds of people and supporting local farmers. Legislation is also increasingly protecting women. Since 2019, employers have been banned from asking about marital status and childbearing. In 2023, Beijing will impose a fine of 50,000 yuan on companies that discriminate in hiring or firing women due to pregnancy or maternity leave. In science and education, Chinese women are asserting their abilities, accounting for 45.8% of researchers nationwide. The story of Zhang Guimei, founder of a free high school for poor girls in Yunnan, has helped more than 2,000 students enter university and change their fate. Number 3. Bizarre rituals in rural China. In southeastern China, the art of tea-making was once associated with rituals so strict they seemed hard to believe. Only unmarried girls, dressed in costumes symbolizing purity, were allowed to pick the young tea buds, and they had to use their mouths instead of their hands. The tea harvested in this way represented absolute purity and was once a gift reserved for royalty. Although the ritual has now almost disappeared, its name is still mentioned in tea culture. Some collectors even recreate it at tea festivals in Fujian and Zhejiang. Famous teas such as Da Hong Pao or Tie Guan Yin can cost tens of thousands of dollars per kilogram, not only because of their flavor, but also because of the traditional stories associated with them. Moving southwest, among the Tujia, Yi, and Zhuang peoples, we encounter the custom of crying before marriage, a deeply symbolic ritual. Before the wedding day, the bride must cry for many days. Then the mother and the women in the family join their voices, creating an emotional harmony. The tears represent gratitude and filial piety. Ancient records show that this custom appeared in the Warring States period, associated with the story of a princess of the Zhao state who married far away. Today, some villages still maintain the ritual as a form of folk art. The crying is sometimes performed with the erhu or drum to create a solemn atmosphere. In Hunan and Hubei, the wedding atmosphere is completely opposite. Instead of tears, there is laughter and blows to the groom. The custom of beating the groom is seen as a blessing, because each blow symbolizes luck and the more painful, the better. Guests sometimes receive red envelopes to encourage the spirit. Scholars believe that this custom originates from the ancient concept of pain as a way to dispel bad luck before starting a new life, similar to purification rituals in many cultures. In some remote areas of Tibet, there is a belief that a girl is only ready to marry when she has had enough life experience and has many suitors. It is believed that she must have about 20 souvenirs, each representing a relationship, to be eligible for marriage. In local culture, attractive women are those with many suitors, and marrying a virgin is considered bad luck for the husband. In sparsely populated areas, completing the 20 souvenirs is not easy, so many girls have to travel to other villages to perform the ritual. Number 4. The world's most strict population control system. Since 2020, China's social credit system has been operating nationwide. Each person starts with 1,000 points, and every action is rewarded or deducted. Failure to pay debts, driving in the wrong lane, or posting negative comments all reduce points. Low points mean restrictions on plane or high-speed train tickets, no access to luxury hotels, and children may not be admitted to good schools. In 2023 alone, more than 23 million plane ticket purchases were rejected due to low points. Conversely, people with high points are given priority for loans, car rentals without a deposit, and even increased visibility on dating apps. Then there is Skynet, a network of more than 500 million AI cameras. Facial recognition technology identifies a person in less than a second, even when wearing a mask. Gait recognition systems can recognize a person from 50 meters away. Police also use AR glasses to see information about the person in front of them instantly. In 2023, during a single concert, more than 200 suspects were identified and arrested within 2 hours. Next to that is the household registration system. A citizen is tied to the city where he was born. To transfer his household registration to Beijing or Shanghai, he must meet requirements for qualifications, income, insurance, and housing. Not having a local household registration means that his children cannot attend public schools, cannot buy a house, and does not have adequate insurance benefits. There are currently about 300 million people living in their workplaces but do not have a corresponding household registration. At the micro level, the grid management model divides each residential area into grids of 300 to 500 households. Grid managers monitor who rents a house, who has overnight guests, and even family disputes. During COVID-19, many areas even locked each apartment door with metal wires and only opened it at fixed hours. The final layer is the health code, A green, yellow, or red QR code determines where you can go. Authorities can change the color of the code remotely. In 2022, many bank protesters had their codes changed to red despite being perfectly healthy. In the modern world, no country, not even closed regimes like North Korea, has a system as sophisticated and tight. Number 5. Diseases that only China has. One of the most famous phenomena is the Internet Addiction Treatment Hospital. China was the first country to officially recognize internet addiction as a mental disorder, and hundreds of rehabilitation centers operate on a military-style basis. Young people are completely isolated from their devices, forced to exercise for hours a day, and some facilities use controversial therapies. An estimated 24 million young people suffer from internet addiction, and parents are willing to pay thousands of dollars a month for treatment. Another strange syndrome is female surplus anxiety, a psychological disorder that only appears in environments where women are forced to marry before the age of 27 to save face for their families. Symptoms include chronic insomnia, depression, and eating disorders. Since 2018, hospitals have opened group therapy classes for more than 50,000 patients a year. What is difficult for the West to understand is that marriage deadlines are not personal pressure, but a systemic expectation reinforced by both family and society. In the world's largest livestream economy, China has also recorded the syndrome of livestream shopping addiction. Patients watch the broadcast from 8 to 12 hours a day, continuously buying from 50 to 200 orders a month. Before they can open the old package, they order new ones. Rehabilitation centers have phone isolation rooms and behavioral treatment. Nearly 8 million people are said to need medical intervention. Another serious disorder is the pressure to give birth to a son. Due to the gender imbalance, many women who give birth to girls experience prolonged fear, refuse to care for their fetuses, and repeatedly seek abortions. Since 2019, maternity hospitals have opened separate consulting departments for more than 20,000 cases a year to help women overcome pressure from their husband's family and long-standing traditional values. Finally, there is the disease called personality disorder due to pressure of face. Patients live two lives, one in real life and one on social networks. They take on debt to buy luxury goods, hire fake life services, and do whatever it takes to maintain an image of success. Experts estimate that 12 million people are affected, mainly in big cities where the pressures of competition and social comparison are intense. Number 6. China's megacities you won't believe. Beijing, the capital and historical center of China, has been the capital of 6 dynasties and has preserved more than 3,000 years of culture. The city boasts 8 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, more than any other capital. The Forbidden City, with more than 9,000 rooms, remains the largest palace in the world, while Tiananmen Square can accommodate up to 1 million people. Underground is a network of tunnels built during the Cold War, now a mysterious tourist attraction. With about 900 kilometers of subway and more than 10 million trips a day, Beijing represents a fusion of tradition and technology. Shanghai represents the future. Glass towers and neon lights make the city a sleepless modern hub. The population has grown from 5 million to nearly 30 million in just 7 decades. As China's largest financial center, Shanghai is home to the Bund, Huangpu River, and the 632-meter-high Shanghai Tower. Alongside the bustling financial district, areas like Xintiandi and Tianzifang retain colonial architecture and quaint alleyways, creating a unique blend of East and West. Guangzhou, an ancient trading city, was the starting point of the Maritime Silk Road more than 2,000 years ago. Today, it remains China's largest export hub, where the Canton Fair attracts millions of international businesses. The city also has a strong Cantonese identity through its Cantonese language, dim sum cuisine, and open lifestyle. Thanks to its high level of satisfaction, Guangzhou is also known as the City of Happiness. Shenzhen is the clearest testament to China's economic miracle. It has grown from a fishing village with less than 1 million people in 1990 to a major tech hub with more than 13 million residents. It is home to Huawei, Tencent, DJI, and thousands of startups. The innovation ecosystem is so strong that many electronic devices are launched here before they appear in the US or Europe. This youthful city is likened to the Silicon Valley of the East, where speed and innovation are constantly taking place. Chongqing, a city between mountains and rivers, has a unique 3-dimensional structure. With more than 32 million people, it is one of the most populous cities in the world. Its multi-layered topography has earned it the nickname 8D City. The overlapping streets, the tram running through the building at Liziba Station, and the world's tallest outdoor elevator system create a unique scene. At night, the lights from thousands of buildings reflect on the Yangtze River, making Chongqing look like New York in the mountains. Number 7. Industries that exist only in China. One of the most unique industries is the human rental service. On e-commerce platforms, you can hire almost anyone: a fake boyfriend or girlfriend to introduce to your family, a wedding guest, someone to queue up to buy luxury goods, even a professional mourner for a funeral. Some companies even provide fake parents for students who don't want to go home for the Lunar New Year. This industry is worth billions of yuan and clearly reflects the pressure of face in modern Chinese society. Another unique industry is the live streamer factory. In Hangzhou and Shenzhen, many buildings are divided into thousands of small rooms that operate 24/7. Live streamers are trained in scripts, sales skills, and standard makeup. A large building can accommodate 2,000 people and generate tens of millions of dollars in revenue each month. Top stars earn hundreds of thousands of dollars, while most only receive a few hundred. This ecosystem also has a collective makeup room, a sample product warehouse, and a team of professional scriptwriters. The modular construction industry has also made a strong impression. Broad Group once built a 57-story building in just 19 days using prefabricated module assembly technology. 90% of the project was completely manufactured in the factory and then brought to the site to be assembled like Lego. This method greatly reduces construction time, reduces waste, and increases earthquake resistance. They also claim to be able to build a 220-story tower in 90 days, something that takes years in the West. China has also created the KOL farmer model. Millions of poor farmers have been trained in live streaming and marketing, helping them sell agricultural products directly to urban customers. Many villages have escaped poverty by selling oranges, tea, and honey online. An old woman in Yunnan earns $50,000 a month from live streaming, dozens of times her old income. In high-tech agriculture, China is leading the way with indoor vertical farms. Vegetables are grown hydroponically, using LED lighting and AI to control nutrition, creating a yield 100 times higher than traditional farming. A 1-hectare building can produce the same amount of vegetables as 100 hectares outdoors. Some models also combine fish and shrimp farming in a completely water recycling system. Number 8. The most beautiful festivals in China. Every year in early winter, the city of Harbin transforms into a giant ice kingdom. The International Ice and Snow Festival transforms the entire city into a display of ice sculptures tens of meters high, simulating palaces, city walls, and ancient symbols. At night, thousands of multicolored LED lights shine through the transparent ice, creating the effect of a fairy tale city. Visitors can skate on the Songhua River or participate in winter swimming in temperatures below 15 degrees Celsius. The festival originated from folk activities in 1963 and has now become the largest ice and snow event on the planet. Further southwest in Sichuan, Zigong is famous for its largest lantern festival in China. Thousands of lanterns made from silk, bamboo, glass, and ceramics are shaped into dragons, phoenixes, and brilliant palaces. At night, the lantern park lights up like a fairyland, the light reflecting off the lake surface, making the scene even more magical. Other cities like Xi'an also hold similar festivals, where lanterns light up the entire old town, creating a traditional atmosphere that is rarely seen elsewhere. In Yunnan province, the Dai people welcome the new year with one of the most vibrant festivals in Asia, the Water Festival. Hundreds of thousands of people take to the streets to splash water on each other, in the belief that the water will wash away bad luck and welcome good luck. Music, dance, dragon boat races, and animal release rituals make the whole city look like a tropical carnival. At night, hundreds of floating lanterns are released on the Lancong River, creating a magical scene that lasts until late at night. In Tibet, the Shotan Festival has a deeply spiritual color. The highlight of the festival is the ritual of exposing a giant thangka, thousands of square meters in size, which is gradually pulled down from the mountainside near Drepung Monastery. Tens of thousands of pilgrims gather from early morning to witness this moment. The festival lasts for several days, with Tibetan opera, horseback riding, and family picnics featuring yogurt. In the mountainous regions of Sichuan and Yunnan, the Torch Festival takes on a more mountainous feel. On the main night, thousands of torches are lit, creating a spectacular stream of fire that winds its way up the hillsides. The festival also features bullfighting, horse racing, and traditional dances around giant bonfires that last until dawn. It is considered one of the most powerful festivals that embodies the spirit of the Highland ethnic minorities. Number 9. The largest tea-producing country on the planet. China is not only the birthplace of tea culture, but also the world's largest tea industry. With more than 40% of the world's total output, the country controls the entire value chain, from planting, processing, to exporting. In 2023 alone, its tea industry generated more than 320 billion yuan in revenue, equivalent to about 40 billion USD, and is a source of income for millions of rural households. Regions such as Fujian, Yunnan, Zhejiang, and Hunan are considered the 4 important pillars of the tea industry. Among them, Fujian is famous for oolong tea and is home to the rare white tea Baihao Yinzhen, which was once used as a tribute to the Qing dynasty. What helps China maintain its leading position in the world lies not only in its enormous scale, but also in the perfect combination of climate and soil. The ideal tea-growing mountainous regions have an altitude of 800 to 2,000 meters, with mist appearing all year round and mineral-rich red soil. These factors give tea leaves a distinctive mountain aroma and mineral flavor that other countries find hard to imitate. In Yunnan, the birthplace of pu'er tea, many ancient tea trees have existed for more than 8 centuries, and their leaves are sold for thousands of dollars per kilogram. Not only a beverage, tea in China is also considered an investment asset. If carefully preserved, ancient pu'er tea cakes can increase in value dozens of times in a short time. Collectors often compare this type of tea to ancient European wine. The older it is, the more famous and expensive it becomes. In auctions, a pu'er tea cake produced in the 1950s was once sold for more than $1,200,000, showing the influence of tea culture in modern collectors. Today, tea has gone beyond its traditional role to become a tool of China's soft diplomacy. Many heads of state visiting Beijing have been given premium teas such as Longjing or Pu'er as state gifts. It is this refinement that has helped make tea a cultural bridge between China and the rest of the world in the 21st century. Number 10. The most complex language on Earth. Mandarin, the official language of China, is both a modern communication tool and a legacy of ancient East Asian civilization. According to a report by the U.S. State Department, an English speaker needs more than 2,200 hours of study, or nearly 4 years, to achieve conversational proficiency. This clearly reflects the complexity of the sound system, characters, and structures that few languages in the world can match. The most distinctive feature of Chinese is its tones, where the pitch of the voice determines the meaning of a word. A syllable like ma can have many different meanings simply by changing the tone. For beginners, 2 sentences that sound the same can have 2 completely different messages in the eyes of a native speaker. In addition, Chinese does not use an alphabet but is based on Chinese characters. Each character has a separate meaning. Newspaper readers need to memorize between 2,000 and 3,000 characters, while the entire system has more than 50,000 characters. Many characters are a combination of image and meaning. The character for person resembles a standing person, while the character for mountain represents 3 mountains. Therefore, learning Chinese is more like learning to understand a set of cultural symbols than a set of letters. Another factor that makes it difficult is the phenomenon of homophony. With about 400 basic syllables but tens of thousands of words, the same sound can have 7 to 10 meanings. This forces listeners to rely heavily on context and expressive nuances. This is also the reason why Chinese people often speak slowly, clearly, and with rich facial expressions in communication. In contrast, Chinese grammar is quite simple because it has no tenses, no verb conjugations, and no plural forms. Today, Chinese is the language of more than 1,400,000,000 people and is seen as a cultural passport that brings China closer to the world. Millions of Westerners are choosing to learn Chinese as the language of the future. By understanding Chinese, learners not only gain a sense of speech, but also access to a system of thought that spans more than 3 millennia. Number 11. China's landscapes that look impossible. Located in the middle of Hunan province, Zhangjiajie is considered a place where the boundary between reality and fantasy almost disappears. More than 3,000 sandstone pillars up to 400 meters high create a scene that many people believe is the inspiration for the movie Avatar and is likened to a real-life version of Pandora. Geologists say this area was formed about 380 million years ago when water and wind eroded sedimentary rocks, leaving thousands of vertical stone pillars rising up in the mist like a natural skyscraper forest. Not only does it have surreal landscapes, this place also stands out with constructions that make visitors amazed. Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge is 430 meters long and 300 meters high, considered the longest and highest glass bridge in the world, allowing pedestrians to see down into the deep abyss below. Many visitors have to crawl across because of fear of heights, but it is that experience that makes this place a famous check-in spot. Nearby, the 326-meter-high Beilong elevator takes visitors to the top of the mountain in just 2 minutes, giving the feeling of being pulled straight up into the sky. About 800 kilometers southwest, Jiuzhaigou has a completely different beauty. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage, this valley has more than 100 lakes whose colors change depending on the minerals and light. The Five-Flower Lake stands out because the water is so clear that rotten tree trunks can be seen at the bottom, creating the feeling of looking into an underwater world. Next to it is the Nuo Ri Lang waterfall, 20 meters high and 300 meters wide, pouring down through the forest, creating the effect of a crystal curtain. When autumn comes, the red and yellow leaves make the entire valley look like a landscape painting without the need for color correction. Further south, the Yuanyang terraced fields in Yunnan demonstrate the Han people's talent for turning complex terrain into art. More than 3,000 terraced fields were created over 1,300 years ago, stretching from an altitude of 1,000 to 2,000 meters. From a distance, they look like silver silk strips hugging the mountainside. Each season has its own beauty. Spring reflects the sky, summer is green, autumn is golden, and winter is covered in silver mist. UNESCO describes this place as a visual symphony between nature and humans. Number 12. The wildest foods you'll find in China. One of the most unique dishes, yet treasured as a culinary treasure, is beggar's chicken. According to folklore, this dish originated when a beggar in Zhejiang province stole a chicken but had no cooking utensils. He wrapped the chicken in lotus leaves, covered it with clay, and grilled it directly on hot coals. When the clay layer was broken, the aroma spread, surprising everyone around. Today, this rustic dish has entered the menu of luxury restaurants, where the chicken is slow-cooked for hours to make the meat tender and sweet, and retain the light scent of lotus leaves. Stinky tofu is also a dish that makes tourists both curious and wary. Its smell is so strong that newcomers can avoid it from afar, but those who are familiar with it say that it is the indescribably rich flavor that makes it so attractive. In Beijing, tofu is fried and then served with spicy sauce, while in Hunan or Taiwan, it is steamed or grilled with herbs, creating many different styles of enjoyment, both controversial and memorable. Along with that is the surprising world of insect cuisine. China is famous for fried dishes made from scorpions, grasshoppers, or silkworms sold at night markets. On Beijing's Wangfujing Street, visitors can try everything from grilled scorpions to fried dragonflies and butter-roasted silkworm pupae. These dishes, which seem to come from science fiction movies, are actually high in protein and are raised under controlled conditions, making them an interesting choice for young people who love to explore. There are also dishes that are considered symbols of luxury. Bird's nest porridge is made from the nests of rare swiftlets, which are believed to have the ability to improve health and beautify the skin. A bowl of bird's nest porridge can cost up to hundreds of dollars and is often seen at high-class parties or large weddings. Another popular dish is duck tongue, which has a crispy and slightly chewy texture, is often prepared with spicy seasonings or marinated in soy sauce, and is especially popular in Shanghai and Guangzhou. Number 13. The mysterious lands of China. In the desolate Alai Mountains of Xinjiang, close to the Mongolian border, there exists a land that the indigenous people only dare to speak of with caution as Death Valley. Winters here are so cold that temperatures can drop below -40 degrees Celsius, and the entire area is virtually cut off from the outside world. Stories passed down over the past century say that anyone who entered this area never returned. Many hunting parties, expeditions, and even soldiers have disappeared without a trace. The few bodies that have been found have had their skin burned while their clothes were completely undamaged, a phenomenon that still baffles scientists because there is no complete explanation. Some researchers believe that underground pockets of methane and hydrogen sulfide may exist at dangerous concentrations, enough to cause a person to collapse within minutes of inhalation. Another theory is that this area lies at the intersection of strong magnetic fields, making navigational devices useless and easily disorienting for those who enter. However, for local residents, this place is a sacred area where the souls of ancient warriors who died in battles still wander to protect the land from outsiders. Some ethnographers have recorded legends that at night people hear the sound of war drums and horse hooves echoing in the distance, causing many survey teams to stop. To date, no one has dared to go deeper than 3 kilometers into the center of the valley, an area many people call the Devil's Triangle of Asia. Thousands of kilometers away, on the east coast of China, there exists a completely opposite mystery. The village swallowed by nature on Changshan Island in Zhejiang province. The village was once a thriving fishing community, but in the 1990s, when fish stocks dwindled, the people left, abandoning the houses to the elements. Soon, vines and moss covered every wall and roof, transforming it into a green oasis in the middle of the sea. The site attracted biologists and photographers because the plants grew 3 times faster than elsewhere thanks to the microclimate and the long isolation from humans. Standing in the village, visitors often say it felt like the earth was breathing again, a vivid image of a post-human world where nature has regained its dominance. Number 14. Things tourists should know. When traveling to China, many people have encountered the invitation to drink tea trick in Beijing and Shanghai. Usually, a group of young people speaking fluent English will approach you, inviting you to experience a traditional tea ceremony right next to a tourist attraction. Everything is very natural and friendly at first, until the bill appears with an amount of up to several hundred. If you refuse to pay, there may be a security guard or a person claiming to be a manager stepping in to put pressure. Local authorities have warned many times about this form, so the safe way is to politely decline any invitation to drink tea or watch free performances on the street. It is best to only participate in experiences booked in advance through hotels or through clearly authenticated tours. The story of payment can also confuse tourists because QR codes and e-wallets have almost completely replaced cash. Many taxis or small shops now no longer accept cash as usual. If you don't use Alipay or WeChat Pay, spending can easily become a hassle. It's a good idea to prepare an eSIM or mobile data plan so you can log into your e-wallet and take a photo of your booking code and payment receipt in case of lost connection. A useful tip is to book hotels and tours through international platforms, prepaying by card to reduce the number of times you have to pay directly on the spot. Another common problem is fake taxis at airports and major train stations. Some unlicensed drivers often stand right near the exit, offering a fixed price that is 2 or 3 times higher than the normal price. Legitimate taxis always have a meter, a license plate starting with the letter B, and a clearly posted price list on the door. You should follow the official taxi line inside the train station area, ask the driver to print out the receipt, and write down the license plate number and bring the Chinese address prepared by the hotel. If you get on the wrong bus, not only do you risk paying a high price, but you could also be taken to a flower shop you never intended to visit. Number 15. Living cost in China. The cost of living in China varies significantly depending on the region and lifestyle. In bustling hubs like Beijing or Shanghai, a 1-bedroom apartment typically costs between $600 and $900 per month. If you like to cook for yourself, you'll spend around $230 to $280 per month on food, while eating out at local restaurants will only cost you $3 to $7 per meal. Some smaller cities like Chengdu or Xi'an are around 30% cheaper, making it an attractive option for many expats who choose to live there to save money. China's public transport system is considered one of the most modern in Asia. For just $15 to $20 per month, you can travel comfortably on the subway and buses without needing a car. In Beijing, integrated transport cards can also be used for public bicycles and intercity trains, making travel extremely convenient. Gyms are also varied. For just $30 to $50 a month, you can join yoga, boxing, or bodybuilding classes. The average total cost per person ranges from $880 to $1,800 per month. And those are 15 incredible facts about China. If you find the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next journey. Which fact impressed you the most? Please comment below. This information is for reference only, so please verify it yourself before making a decision.